Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of the Foolsopolis here in City Skylines. The last episode, we extended one of the canals to make it really wide for cargo ships to now enter. One, it's caused mass flooding, but two, it's gone perfectly to plan. We have now opened it all up. We're now able to get cargo ships coming down, which makes the industrial area nearby it a lot more accessible via imports and exports, which is quite exciting. Guys, if you enjoyed this, want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. But we're back, boys. We are now 100% back, and the canal is still flooding, even when it does settle, like it kind of has done around here. It's still traveling, and obviously it's really low down here, the water, so once it kind of comes down a bit more, it'll keep flooding. I don't want to reset to sea level because there's lots of areas, predominantly like this little section over here, which is kind of below sea level, and all of this too, which will just get instantly flooded. So for the sake of saving those guys, I will sacrifice these guys right now. But today then I want to do a few more expansions. So I want to get the new park set up in our little kind of town on the outskirts across the river right now. I want to kind of fix all the remaining kind of connections over the kind of canal and water sources here, so they're the right height so the ships don't run into them, and I need to get this road all back in as well. So we're still flooding here. Somebody said about the vehicles not able to access this. I don't know whether they sent it too early, I don't know, but it does work. It's not my best, but it works. That's all I can say right now. That's all I can say. So, we got lots of things to get done. Now, guys, I got one question before we do go. Population. It's becoming quite difficult to increase the population at this stage. It grows very slowly. I mean, at what point do I call in super demand? Is it early yet? Do I get it? Do I wait for a little bit? Let me know in the comment section down below. But first things first then, we'll fix this road, because at the moment it's funneling all the traffic this way, which is causing issues down the long run. So we're going to sort this road out right now, which I do need to elevate. So if I bring this up, now whatever I do right now is basically, right, I'm going to have to redo it again because I don't ultimately know the lengths this bridge is going to go to get connected. Also, I don't know if what I'm doing right now is going to be a reasonable height, so I'll just get what I can get in. Do I go bridge format or just kind of keep it elevated? Let's see. We can play around with it after anyway. So, do you know what? No, not looking good. We'll just keep it elevated. So let's increase this then. And there we go. We'll get the nice little bend on the go. Shabam. And then we'll now get to see as the ships go under. I know they are not high enough, but if I wait for that one to pass, boom, I can then utilize that as a marker point. So bring it right up. It does seem dramatically high, but we'll then use the kind of angling tool right now, the gradient, to sort that out. And then this one can obviously go a lot longer. Cool thing about it is, because it's kind of elevated as it is. Oh, we got like a weird bump situation going on here. Would it not kind of slightly no? Okay, fine. Don't want to use change anyway. But I can use it, I utilize this where they kind of goes underneath and that just kind of bypasses the whole section. So to get into these areas, you got to drive down this way. Again, not a problem. It's all part of the funsies, guys. It's all part of the funsies. So that elevates up and over. To be honest with you, it doesn't look that great. I'll be real with you now, guys. On the real. Right. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. It's all bumpy all over the place. It is what it is. So let me grab the center section. Let me grab everything that's in the water. I'm actually going to delete it. Not structurally sound to do so. But at least we got that going across. So that will allow me now then to, with these roads, so if I extended from, gonna make sure we're not elevated. There we go. In this road, we'll anarchy it real quick. Down to there. I'll bring this up to there, because we have the underground tunnel sorting us all out. Alright, bringing that across. I'm going to bring this across, because that is the ordinate fashion we're rolling with. Now, we do have this here. I don't know whether to keep that in. We've been doing 40s here. That would be at the 40-ish give the one for the design. I could create the underpasses over here anyway, but I'm going to continue extending this for just a hot minute. And we'll just add the connections in. So it's quite difficult to do when you've got the water source trying to destroy you right now. So I'll keep that in. I'll add it to here as well. I'm going to go up by one more. I know these are all quite close together. But the traffic's not going to be this busy in this area anyway. So having those close kind of connections won't really do much damage. Would add one. I mean, I could actually pass it through there, but no. It's too close. Easy, boy. Easy. So if I just take it to there, we've got that connection anyway here. So do as you will. Like I said, the flooding was here. It's now here. It will then go to here and here. It will keep flooding all the way until the whole thing's all settled. I don't want to mess with it. Let it do what it's got to do. So vehicles are now going through the overpass back to what they originally was going to do. So it should take the burden off this a little bit more, because now we have that direct connection rather than coming in this way, that way. They'll, you know, hit the highway and pretty much go anywhere they want. Yay. So we'll keep an eye on it. If this does remain, obviously we'll do some fixes. But we'll see how we get to. We'll see how we get on. So we still have all this issue right now with the traffic coming in, still trying to filter into here. I still need to work with creating this kind of section over there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I realized. I forgot it also extends so much pain. It's not as easy as just extending the freaking canal system, is it? It's not as easy as that, boys. It's not as easy as that. So let's get then in our little city park over here. So place down the main building. And we'll make this a bit bigger. Go up, down here. So cover all bases. And I'm thinking that I should get it on both sides here. Road in the middle, just so people can transport a lot easier. But it will also kind of then create for me, maybe that they go through both sections there, thus meaning paying 2 park tickets. Capitalism, boys. Capitalism at its finest. So if I have one there, I'll throw in one there, and I'll throw in one here, one here. I'll go for one there, and then one there. So I'll do these ones opposite one another. We'll go for one on the corner, one just down here, one there, one just there, in the center. We've got them all going around, boys. All going around right now. So easiest thing for me to do is just to create the little ring going around. So I'll just make it line up with that one, just because the way it's kind of set up for us. That going diagonal to there. Bam. Bam. There we go. All in, all in. Alright, we'll go straight down to there, but then we'll make this one the diagonal one and connect it in. So that creates our little kind of simple loop to begin with. I can then go on to create little areas. So if I just do like this, run this up, and then it's very kind of lined and gridded. But hey ho, this is what you're getting. This is what you're getting right now. Make them walk the long way round. And we get the rest of this. Some parts I'm like, oh yeah, I'm such a good mayor. Other parts I'm like, yo, Seniac's kind of low-key evil. Avoid right now. Right, bring you down to here. I'm gonna kind of, do you know what? Well, we will go on a bending adventure. Bringing you in to there, to there. Right, get all these connected. Simple as, glorious. And then we will just do we'll kind of do straight sections like this. We'll come out like that. Because even though it looks kind of funky, it all works. Because that's how a park comes together. So let's get a bunch of these, and I'll try and get at least one in on both sides. I'm treating it as 2 separate parks, even though it's the same park right now. So we'll try and get one of each. And make sure I place it a little bit further around in this one, because we've got more space to play with. There we go. There we go. Can't do the piers. We have no water sources in here. So I'm going to drop a couple of these bad boys down. And then do the same for this one. There we go. And then we have obviously the little climbing frame area. And then we have the trampoline park. So this will really boost the leisure kind of stuff for this kind of section. We'll add in with the Foolsopolis brush a bunch more trees. So kind of go a little OTT with the trees. And that will look beautiful as the trees grow nicely. Very good, sir. Very good. And that new park will charge top dollar. There we go. And that will be the central hub to this main little area. It doesn't seem like much, but it will be a huge impact. So, how are things getting along right now? We're starting to see a fair few cargo ships making their approach. Going to be quite a little busy area by the looks of it. The water it's lovely now. A little bit of flooding just there, but I think we'll be able to kind of hold up and hold on to it. So that should be good for us. How is this area? Now, this area is not too busy. I would have thought that would have seen an increase in trains because we can then ship the goods here and then they can train them directly in. Turns out it ain't as busy as I once thought it was going to be. But do you reckon I should also maybe incorporate a little cargo area for trains here? Do you reckon that would be good? Or I'm just trying. I mean, then again, we've got this here. Why do I need to do that? That's the next good point, isn't it? So with that now sorted, we're just going to quickly sort out the kind of overpasses. So I know that this one is nowhere near how I want it to be. Oh, and we also have, I just realised this as well. I literally just spotted it. A park entrance gate. So if I delete that back to here and then get that in. So making sure it's down. There we go. That gets us all back to being connected. Now let's use this as a kind of indicator to where we're going with this. Can I not select the lone pole? Okay, maybe not. Right, where is... Oh, it's because I'm not even selected on the move it tool, that's why. Right, delete you. So that node there, I'm going to bring it up. There we go, to the height that I need it to be. We'll get these two here to kind of match it. And now we have a system. So first things first then, that road itself, we're going to upgrade to there and to there. I just realized that's now not going to work. So do you know what? We'll delete you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you had to kind of go through this. But that's going to have to now go. Just so we can then create the elevation changes for this area. So boom. Boom. I feel like if we can add another, yeah, bridge section there, maybe down to there. That doesn't look right. And I think it's more down to the fact that I didn't go the full distance. Yeah. That looks like it was meant to be. Now, it does kind of clip it slightly, but listen. I don't want to make it too high because it will look kind of ridiculous. We can get away with that. As long as you don't tell nobody, I won't tell nobody. We're all good. We're all good. So, if now I just upgrade you to elevate by 1 and you. Probably, yeah, we'll keep it like that. And then we can then sort this side out. So it's quite dramatic on that one. Down to there. So that will work for us fairly well. We'll get rid of these 3 posts. Select you, and you. And then completely raise you up. You raise me up so I could go over a cargo ship. There we go. I'll settle for that. I'll settle for that height. So from there to do you know, I can take it all the way down to where we touch the ground. So it's a nice gradient going up. For this one, we hit this corner. So I'll do that as a nice gradual incline too. So they don't even notice that they've gone up so much. So that kind of works out fairly well. My next issue is this, which this is going to be fun. Because, you know, it's close to this little section. So if I raise it, because it's only really one segment away from there, we should be good. If I then raise you a bit, and then we'll do the gradient slipping down on this. Hopefully that should be all I need. Yeah, again, we can get away with that. Just need to make sure that you deleted. We can keep them ones in because they're so close. And from there, we'll take it to there. It should be a nice slip down. Up and over. Alley-oop. So my next one's this one, but we don't really cross just there. And I'll leave that for now because I have a feeling I need to work in this area a bit more, so I'm not too worried too much just yet. So that should ease the ships coming through. Doesn't really change much because that's, you know, they kind of clipped through it anyway. But that kind of eases us quite a bit for that section. The more I think about it, I think it would be nice to have like a little train yard here. But I don't want it to turn into this. But I do need to add alternatives to not get that. I know that's pretty close by, but that is solely for ships. So let's see what I can do with this. Now, I've got to be careful. I mean, then again, it's all... No, it wouldn't work here, to be honest with you. The more I extend down here, the more I add to this area, the more we'll be utilizing and using this. So I feel like we, you know, progressively need to add in some more industry to there. And then we'll just go more offices on this little section. And that should help us out on that front. I know we got the room and space to do it over here. That road's going to extend down there. So maybe I can pull it in and bring them this way as well, coming off this train line, because I don't want to cause the backlog to what I've caused there. But what's going to solve this is having something close by in the centre. That's going to be very, very important. It really is. I should really give it more thought. I don't know what's putting me off from doing it so much. I think it's more the fact that I don't really know how I'm going to connect it up to this area. But I really should kind of think about that. I really should. So, in reality, we're switch doodling just there. I can come off here to then bring it this way to pass it in into this area. Now, it doesn't need to be at the same level. It can be elevated. It can do all kinds of cool stuff. This is part of the industrial area. This is the kind of stuff I want to have, these complex train lines. I feel like they go really, really well, hand in hand. So if I was to do that then, which side would I implement the trains on? Now looking at it, we're kind of even with like commercial over here, commercial over there. We've got the industrial area just here. So, and I like this because I can do a long run of trains. I can do the same thing on this side. It's just trying to figure out. And then my other then issue would be is vehicle traffic coming in and out of the region. So on here we have a lot of traffic running down there. Actually, let's view this by the traffic. Okay, so it's if I had a road coming off there, and there's a road actually just here as well, and I utilize as them being the roads in, that could save a lot of issues. Right, let me try something. So I'm going to go a little bit different to what I would like technically do with how this area is kind of set up. So, okay, so that comes out by a 20. Right, we know that. If I bring this out by a 20, now you would think pull it there or pull it there, have it running down. But what if I stuck it here and had the train line run out this way, running down to here to cross over, to flip over to the... Oh, he has ideas right now, guys. He has some serious ideas. But implementing those ideas is another question. So, if I did a 10 by 10, we just clip that, and I'm hoping in the underground mode I can just quickly shorten those tunnels. So we can kind of slightly bypass it. Very good. Very good. So, yeah, there we go. So if I come out by 10, if I come out by 5, now to do a 10 by 10, it means I'm doing a 20. So if I did a 5 by 5, right, this is going to be a test run. If I then did a, see, a 5 by 5 is not going to work. What is the space? So let me just drop one of these down. What is the space that I would essentially need? I would need the 10. No, a 5 by 5 could work. But I want to kind of simulate it as if there was multiple train lines as opposed to one. So that's where I have to then... I'll do a 6 by 6. So 6 by 6. 6 by 6. And if I left it to there, if I put the train line just here... So, okay, I can't really simulate additional ones, but they can literally... Say they they're driving this way in, and then they drive out this way and out. But like I said, multiple train lines. Well, not really multiple train lines, but it'd be nice to have the idea where it kind of looks like there's multiple. So that was a 6 by 6. You know what? We'll go for an 8 by 8. The 10 by 10's too far. So 8 by 8, 8 by 8, and then straight down. So if I then connected this up, yeah, I can just have, I mean, it's just for decoration purposes. That's literally all it's for. So this would then obviously run down, so 43. So if I go by a 33, then we can end this with a nice 10 by 10, and out we go. Now, granted, it will have to be a one-way system. And we'll set this up where if they come in this direction and they want to turn left, they'll have to technically go around the roundabout, come back down. That might put a lot of pressure on the roundabout. So, we'll see. We're obviously going to sink the train line down. And below... Oh, no. Down or elevated? See, elevated will keep me elevated over there, but then I have to kind of come down to ground level here at some point. So do I just keep it all sunken down until I need to bring it up? Oh, this is a toughie, boys. So I could bring it this, I can actually bring it straight over and then connect in. I was originally going to bring it that way round, but I could do that. That's not a problem. Or I could bring it straight down to V on this side. Now this side is the one that connects to this station. Otherwise, it's a very long-winded process to kind of get to where we need to get to. So, sunken down. No, elevated up. Drop down. Drop down. Sunken. Connected. Yes, okay, right, I got it. That took a lot of brain power. Too much for me to even comprehend right now. Right, okay, so 12 by 10. There we go. So keeping this now going across. So all the way across. We'll get to this stage here, which that 12 will bring down to a 0. And we will sink it down. So we'll do another 12. And I'll go by 5. We're not going down too much. So 5. Oh no, actually, sorry. We do need to go down a bit more. Because we got to go under the road. So if I go down by another 5. So I'm now by minus 10, basically. And I'm going to clip it just to there. Where I'm going to bring it up by a 10. By this 12. Is that enough for me to do a 21? So a 21. 21. We get exactly what we need on all of this. Glorious. I'll just then sort the rest of this out. So we have then basically another importation area. Alright, if I go a little bit longer than normal, we can create something. So we have an importation area just here. Like what we've got over there. So you know the water's always flooding. Anywhere we go. We've now got to the flooding here. It's kind of creeped over, which will slow all these trains down, but we're now getting to the flooding down here. We're almost settled, by the way. The water's almost settled, and then we can rest easy. We can rest easy, boys. Right, back to business. So we'll quickly change the elevations just here. So we'll do it there to there, so it's more of a gradual. We'll go from there to here. Yeah, it kind of works. We'll go from there to there. There we go. Now that here, we should technically... Where is the node? So the node's a little bit over. It's not a problem. I ain't going to do much with that. I'll just kind of keep it to that kind of section. We'll smoothen off with the brush right now. This. Moving down. Now that little section there, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So it does exactly what it needs to do to pull ourselves in. Now for the aesthetics, I'm literally going to run you down to there. I'm going to run you to actually here. Then in by 6. And then so there is a 14. So if I go an 8. In by a 6. Just for the aesthetics. And then we'll paint it with a little bit of gravel right now. All about these train aesthetics, boys. All about these choo-choo aesthetics. Nice. Nice, guys. I like it. I like it. So. Great stuff. Absolutely great stuff. Very good, very good, very good. So it'll be interesting to see how this kind of goes as time goes on. I do need to do like a one-way system road, but I'll see what they prefer first on entering and exiting this area between these two roads, and then I'll see what it does to the traffic before I then go, okay, we need a one-way road. So that pulls into here. It doesn't do too much damage. It kind of gives us more space left over to do some changes. So it's a bit of a funky one because with the water just there, it's going to reduce the train traffic than normal. So we'll see what it brings over here. It's on this line. So that kind of comes to there. That line goes underneath. And you can connect. You can switch over there. It's not a problem. So it'll be a really, really easy way to kind of transfer it. Look at that. All 3 lines being used right now via a train. So like I said, that hopefully would complement this, thus removing a couple of trains from kind of lining up to get to there for these guys. So we'll see what happens as time goes on. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. So up to 260,000 population. I think we've been there for a while anyway. Are we making money over here right now? Yeah, we're now making a profit from this little park right now. We're slowly starting to move more and more people in. That burnt building has just reminded me we do need to get some services within this area. So let's go for a hospital to begin with. And the Metropolitan Hospital might be too big for this area, but it will supplement this area really, really well. We could place... I'm trying to think where the best place to pull it would be. Because it's... I won't say it's an awkward shape, but you get that line just there. I think there's going to be perfectly fine. Fire. We'll get you in just over here. Because placing it there will give some kind of coverage for these guys in the ore industry. But then it means I can place another one down here, which will give these... I can't believe I have no services over for these guys in general. And I've applied the same logic to the policing. Now, we don't really have any death care over here. We don't really have any death care. I'll hold down the death care for just a moment. But we do need to build some schools. So first school can go here. And second school can go just there. And we'll add a third school into this area near the park. That always kind of promotes people to get to the park area. So a high school just there. And I'll squeeze a high school in just there. So I needed to add those little crossings, by the way, to some of these areas. So I'll add one just here. So you can cross to get to there. I know there's a crossing just there, but I'll add another one a little bit more nearby. Add one just here for the crossing just here. I won't mess with these, but I'll definitely put one in the middle here. That should work out. We've got crossings there. I'll do a crossing just there just in case. And I'll do one just there as well. Alright, I can hear lots of ding-a-linging upgrades right now, so this area should come together quite nicely. Quite nicely, boys. So, are we done with the flooding? Yeah, you can see the ring of where the flooding once was. The water down here should slowly kind of evaporate, and then they'll be able to pass through. So you can see, if that comes to a halt, this road becomes a lot more busier. Because normally they would just transfer the goods this way, and that road too. So that's interesting to see the differences. But yeah, we should have, well, we should start to see, okay, a train has just left. But yeah, we should start to see more trains coming down here. Dropping the goods off. So that's going to be really handy for us. We'll just give it time for it to figure out what's now going down. What is it they've got to be doing? But we got a nice little commercial increase. So, job side of things then. We're 4% unemployed right now, so we do need to add more jobs in. And that will come in the form right now as a little bit of commercial is going to be placed down to extend and expand a little bit. So, we'll do a nice little strip just here. Kind of cover off around all this residential. Seeing as we're getting now all of this kind of imports, exports coming in, maybe we can now start to think of expanding around this area a little bit more. So keeping off where we enter in. If I just did... Alright, let me redo that. By the 11 and in. If I do one more. Bam, ba bam. Now I don't want it to connect to there. Because that will just create shortcut routes. But we come out by 11 just here. And I can run it. Oh, I can run it all the way down. Nice. Run this all the way down. Is there one more available to run down? Yes, there is. Boom. That connects. Oh my goodness, me the lag then. That connects through wonderfully. There's no other types of connection, so leave it as it is. I could maybe run this. Right, if I run it down to here, because I can't quite figure out where that snap's going to be. But just run that to there, just so it kind of opens us up slightly. And this one as well. And why don't we have this? So that down to there. So if I do a 10, just connect to here. 12 by 11 will go with it. And that then becomes a beautiful little through road. I like that. I like that. Okay. So could that be the connection just here? I might leave it for a second. So do I create an underpass just here to get to that side to eliminate as much as I can with the traffic crisscrossing as you can now see it? So why is the traffic reasons behind all this? Is it because, I mean, then again, there's only one dedicated road to kind of skedaddle through this area though, isn't it? So I see the issues. Ooh, what I could do, I've just had a really good brainwave. So if I come out by a 10 and go down by a 10, so if I go tunnel mode, right, that is not tunnel mode. There we go. If I did the exact same thing here, so normally if I was to build a roundabout like I'm doing, we would have a crisscross in there, but because we got this there, this one here never came into fruition. So that's going to come around to connect into that. We'll then have an underpass here. So we're creating these dedicated through routes that avoid some of the major roads to get us from point A to point B. Now, it's a little bit difficult to get that connection, so I'm going to rely on the connection tool. So that will work out well. So we have that straight line. So you can come down here, underground, underground, and then into this area. And then you are avoiding a lot of this major busy roads, which that's a really cool little way to kind of go about doing that little section. So yeah, we got all this kind of traffic right now, but I wanted to see what happens, what it does, what issues come from this. But we're now starting to get the train traffic back. So one of the big reasons why this is also so busy is because of this stop being here. This being here means all they got to do is drive there. It gets trained down to there. All good, no issues. So that's one of the big offenders. It's not because that is so centralized to the city. It's because of how short the distance they've got to travel. If I killed that off, the next closest one would be either this stop or these, obviously, these 2 stops here. So I don't know what I should do about this one. I don't know if I should leave it or not, but we'll just see what happens. I think we just had a train come in recently too. So, yeah. Lots of vehicle traffic. Do we have any traffic lights that are slowing people down? Yeah, we have one there. Oh, one there as well. So they're not too good for us. Alright, let's get rid of a couple of these. So, we had a traffic light here and here, which is then kind of backing them up onto this. Now, this is not great. Don't get me wrong. It's not amazing. We'll try and kind of aid it a little bit. Probably want to stick a roundabout on, but I don't know whether this has always been like this or this is recent traffic from me messing about with stuff. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt to begin with, and then we'll see what comes from it as we push forward. So I'm just trying to reduce the amount of crisscrossing happening. That way we're kind of hard coding it to say this is the lane you've got to be in, so be in this lane if you want to go in this direction. So that will kind of throw a little bit of a tantrum as they figure out what they need to do. But essentially, it should keep the vehicles afloat. So we're starting to see vehicles using it. Every vehicle that uses underpasses is one less one being attached to this queue. So again, I'll give that some time before I actually, lay down the law. Another train coming in, boys. So where have you just come from? Oh, outside of the region. So this train would have went somewhere else. Instead, it's coming directly into this location. Very good. Very good. So we've managed to get an extra 1,000 population. It's working out well. That little crisscross is now working. It's all coming into play. Oh yeah, we still have that commercial demand too. That's the reason I built all this, so I can add in some commercial. Where am I? I'm lost. Oh, there we go. So we will add in some commercial running down to here. I'm going to do some just there as well. I don't know whether to kind of just keep all this little section treed off. Just for the, again, the aesthetics. And then just keep it as it is like that. And then finalize that little section off just there. That is nice. So what's remaining right now will be built up with the commercial zoning. Spend some of that demands. It will look pretty jazzy. So another train heading on the way in. And where have you come from? So you've come from the airport. Oh, airport cargo train, which is, yeah, all the way over here. So that is vehicle from the airport right now. So it's nice to see that that is being utilized. I don't think I can fast forward, but I'll try and fast forward it. See what we can do. Now, the vehicle traffic right now, still quite chaotic. I don't know whether to kind of split it to a free lane. I'm just trying to do everything right now to avoid sticking a roundabout in. I know we'll benefit most from a roundabout. But then again, that traffic is slowly dying down though. It's cleared here. So give it a bit of time, Seniac. What are you stressing for, mate? What are you stressing for right now? Well, that's interesting. Look at all these boats, one after the other. Why are they so organised in their queuing systems? That's hilarious. Oh my goodness me, that's so funny. That really is quite funny. But man, do I see a lot of cargo traffic. Now, what I could do, my next kind of idea is if I just, for example, killed off that connection just there. That then, what it does is, anybody coming to here, they can't take the goods this direction. So if they wanted to go over to here, they've technically got to come out, go around, down here, round, maybe come down here, turn, go around. You know, it means that it's not the direct route. It completely changes things. So I want to see what happens with that. Do they all then start driving it over there? Will they choose a different kind of station to kind of export the goods in? That's going to be my little guinea pig. All them ships right now coming together are now making their way down. So some are just going out of the region, some are actually going to places, which is interesting. Right, there we go. A little bit of time, patience, and we're pretty much cleared. So all that, and I know maybe I would have stuck a roundabout down with minimal traffic on top, but I mean, it probably will still get some kind of backlog on there, but that should solve many of the issues. Right, are you a train leaving the area? No, you just got into here. Fair enough. Now, are you turning in? No. Fine. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. Do we start seeing more vehicles on this road from getting rid of this? Who knows? Who actually knows right now? So, the options are either these two, this here for the cargo, driving it over, that's obviously another option. But we've got to find a level playing field, a nice alternative. So we'll see. I mean, what stops them is how long-winded the train journey is. But for, I mean, down here, there, bam, bam, in. It's not too bad. It's not too bad, but, you know, sometimes they like to drive. I'm starting to see this looks a lot more busier. So what I could do is I can trick the game in many ways to think like using certain routes is better over the other. Now the speed limit is 40. So I could reduce the speed limit down to 30 on this whole road. So we reduced it down by 10 miles an hour. I could up these roads here from 50 to 60. So I feel like utilizing these will be a lot quicker to kind of get to this area. The trains, they have like no limit. They have no train limit, but it's about tricking the vehicles to get over to that area is what we need to do. So it could be a case where 30 is not enough, maybe 20. But there's now a 20 mile an hour difference between taking this road, taking that one. I'm just hoping that a train doing what it's got to do is quicker than driving this way to get to where they want to get to. Basically to here. Because that is where they're ultimately going to be going to. So whether or not that's going to change anything remains to be seen. It does remain to be seen. But we'll see. We'll see right now. But it would be nice if we can kind of get that to happen. Because it means they're not driving, you know, we're still utilizing the trains. So we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, because the game runs so slow at this point, it takes a while to see these like minor improvements. You know, it takes a while to actually kind of see them implemented. But anyway, over here, this area is starting to look a lot more bulkier right now. Okay, we're not making as much money, we're actually losing a little bit of cash. So I don't know whether everyone's walked to the park, decided that it's not that good, and they've all gone home. Probably what they've done. The water's now all settled, so we're doing pretty good on that kind of front. We still got a big, beautiful kind of commercial demand. Haven't really put anything in this area just yet, but that just shows you how slow the game it literally is running at this point. Now, minimal vehicles making their way to this train station, but again, lots of vehicles making their way over this bridge. So it's not just that bridge I need to reduce the speed on. We're at 40 here. Reduce it down to a 30, down to a 30, down to a 30. So this is just my way of manipulating that this is not the quicker route. Maybe bring it down to a 20. Yikes. Bring these up to a 90. I mean, I'm seeing more vehicles use these roads. The roads leading to this at 90. This is just dangerous at this point. This is just dangerous. But again, it tricks it that this might be the shorter route because of the speeds. Which just means I'm making these drive really, really slow. But, again, it's an experiment. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, we'll see what happens right now. But I'm starting to see the odd additional vehicle taking this route. So for some of them, it's now become the shorter route to go this way. Only for some, though. I would quite like it to be the majority. But we know that doesn't always happen. We know that doesn't always happen. Only time will tell. Again, now reduce the speed limit. It's going to take forever to get rid of these vehicles. Right. One last thing I'll do to manipulate this. I mean, it doesn't make sense to put 90 speed limits. But if I do it all leading up to the roads that go to these areas from this side, they might feel inclined to hit it up that speed. There's definitely more activity. Not as much as I'm hoping for. But once you start seeing reduced vehicles heading in this direction, it just seems really long right now because of the speed limit. But once you start seeing reduced vehicles using this bridge, then we're on to a winner. It might mean that they utilize this bridge more, which is probably what they're going ahead to be doing. So, so we gotta think of, again, alternative methods and strategies. They'll get you one way or the other, guys. They'll literally get you one way or the other. There is no hiding from them. There truly is no hiding from them. So, yeah, that coming around to there, down here. I mean, the speed limit's already kind of maxed out. Down to there. It's got to go around. I know it's long-winded. This is the shorter option for them. It does what it needs to do. Now, I don't want to reduce this speed limit. I might be forced to. But it's a 50. If I brought it down to a 30... I've really reduced it again. But yeah, they don't use this. No problem, Seniac. They'll use this bridge instead. Then they'll start using this one to go across this way. So they'll figure it out. They will figure it out. I don't know if it probably was better for them to utilize the trains. Not gonna lie, it probably was a lot better for them to utilize those trains. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Now slowing that down, it probably will mean that more people focus on going on this way. I could slow that down. I could slow all of the ways down. What they'll do then is join the highway here, drive down, and then turn off there. They'll figure out a way. They will figure out a way to get the cargo to where they need to. They'll figure out every way except this. So maybe I should figure out probably an alternative. Shorten some of the routes to get them connected. Probably the best ideas. But for now, we'll leave it. Again, it is an experiment. We'll come back next episode with the actual fix that will solve it all. Once I've seen them kind of tick along a little bit more. But yeah, having this right now does save some of the journeys. It just shows you the demands to get from this area up to here. These trains just aren't cutting. Well, they are cutting it. It's just too much demand. I might have to kind of build an alternative strategy. to throw it out there. But this bridge is becoming less and less used. There's less and less vehicles now making their way around the roundabout. But would you say there's more vehicles heading in this direction? I mean, probably more than what's coming down to these train stations. Probably, you know, pull it out there, guys. Just saying, just saying. But we will leave it here, guys. Some sweet little improvements. Keep continuing. We're getting in population very slowly, but I feel like we need to step it up right now. We've been hovering around the 200,000 mark for quite some time. It'll be nice to start pushing to 500,000. So until next time, guys, I'll see you all soon. So good.